Using Ahrefs, best practices for B2B SEO. Search is where your B2B buyers form opinions. Modern B2B buyers don't start with your pitch deck, they start with Google. Roughly 71% of buyers begin with a generic query, and about 62% of B2B website traffic comes from organic search, which means prospects are building shortlists before an SDR ever gets a chance to earn a reply. That's why Ahrefs shouldn't live solely in marketing. If your revenue team can see what buyers are searching, which pages they land on, and which competitors show up first, you can turn SEO from a nice-to-have into a predictable pipeline input. In this guide, we'll treat Ahrefs like a revenue tool. We'll use it to target high-intent keywords, reverse engineer competitor traction, and feed that intelligence into Outbound, whether you run an in-house SDR function or partner with an outsourced sales team. The goal is simple: build visibility that creates real sales conversations. Why Ahrefs matters to sales outcomes, not just traffic. Organic traffic isn't just more visits, it's often better demand. Benchmarks show B2B SEO traffic converts at about 2.6%, compared to 1.5% for paid search, which is a meaningful efficiency difference when you're trying to hit pipeline targets without inflating CAC. Visibility also follows a brutal distribution curve. Ahrefs research found 96.98% of desktop clicks happen on the top 10 results. So we rank on page 2 is functionally the same as we're invisible for most commercial queries. For revenue leaders, Ahrefs becomes valuable when it answers sales questions. Which problems are most searched by our ICP? Which competitors are shaping expectations? And which pages are actually driving clicks, not just impressions? Those answers let you align content, positioning, and SDR outreach around the same buyer reality. Build a revenue-backed keyword plan, not a vanity list. The fastest way to waste SEO budget is to prioritize keywords by search volume alone. Instead, start with closed-won revenue. Pull 20 to 50 recent deals, list the problems they hired you to solve, then translate that language into searches using Keywords Explorer. Ahrefs is especially strong here because the keyword universe is massive. Around 28.7 billion keywords across 226 regions. So you can find niche, high-intent phrasing that matches real call language. In practice, we look for terms that clearly signal budget, urgency, or vendor evaluation. For example, platform, software, services, agency, pricing, alternatives, and VE. Once you have candidates, organize them by buying stage in a way sales can use. Problem-aware queries, solution-aware category terms, comparison terms, and ROI value terms. This is where a sales development agency mindset helps. Your job isn't to rank for everything, it's to win the few terms that reliably produce demos, meetings, and qualified opportunities. Set up Ahrefs so it supports real revenue decisions. Before you chase content velocity, make sure your foundation can actually earn traffic. Ahrefs' own research found 96.55% of pages get zero organic traffic from Google. And in B2B, that often happens because teams publish good ideas on top of technical friction and weak intent alignment. Start with site audit and treat it like pipeline insurance. Fix indexability issues, internal link breaks, redirect chains, and performance problems that suppress your best pages. Then identify your revenue URLs. demo, contact, pricing, key solution pages, and the few educational assets that consistently assist conversions. And monitor them in Site Explorer so you can see which keywords they rank for and who outranks you. Finally, set up Rank Tracker around sales critical terms, not every keyword you've ever brainstormed. A tight set, often 15 to 30 keywords, mapped to your highest value offers is easier to review in a weekly revenue sync and easier to tie back to outcomes like meetings booked and sales qualified opportunities. If your SEO reporting can't explain meetings, opportunities, and revenue, you're not measuring SEO, you're measuring activity. Use competitor SEO intelligence as a prospecting engine. Most teams open Site Explorer only to check their own traffic, but the real leverage is competitive. Plug in 5 to 10 direct and adjacent competitors, export their top pages and new backlinks, and you'll quickly see which topics are actually winning demand in your category. Then flip backlinks into pipeline. Referring domains are not just SEO targets, they're organizations that have demonstrated interest in your space by linking to, sponsoring, or publishing about it, which makes them warm targets for outreach by your SDR agency or outbound sales agency partner. This matters because most B2B content underperforms. The average B2B blog gets about 282 organic visits per month, while the top performers can reach roughly 22,000. Ahrefs helps you see the gap, topics, link profiles, and content angles, so you can stop guessing and start replicating what the market already rewards. Best practices for turning Ahrefs insights into pipeline. Optimize for clicks and commercial intent, not just rankings. In Keywords Explorer and the SERP overview, use clicks and traffic potential to avoid big volume, low action queries where Google answers everything in the SERP and buyers never reach your site. Build content clusters that mirror how buying committees evaluate. If you sell sales outsourcing or B2B lead generation, you'll usually need problem pages, pain plus stakes, solution pages, what it is, how it works, comparisons, vendors, versus, and alternatives, and ROI proof, because that's how internal consensus gets built. Most importantly, feed search language into outreach. When our teams at SalesHive support cold email agency or cold calling services programs, we want SDR messaging to echo what prospects just searched, pain points, objections, and desired outcomes, so a cold email feels like the next logical step, not a random interruption. Common Ahrefs mistakes we see and how to fix them. The first mistake is chasing vanity keywords, high volume, low buying intent. The fix is to filter and prioritize around commercial modifiers and funnel alignment. Then connect each target keyword to a specific offer and conversion path, demo, audit, consultation, or pricing page. The second mistake is treating Ahrefs as marketing only. When SDRs and AEs aren't in the loop, content drifts away from real objections, and outbound drifts away from how buyers think. We prefer a recurring sales/marketing sync where marketing brings keyword movements and competitor changes, and sales brings call insights and loss reasons. The third mistake is reporting on rankings without tying them to revenue. If leadership can't see impact, budget gets cut. So tag key pages in analytics and your CRM, track assisted pipeline, and use Rank Tracker to connect keyword movement to what sales cares about: meetings, SQOs, and closed-won influence. Advanced optimization. Connect SEO, outbound, and measurement. If you want Ahrefs to guide decisions, you need a measurement loop that includes sales. The simplest approach is to treat key pages like campaign assets. Track which opportunities touch them, which sequences link to them, and which topics show up most often in closed-won deals. Ahrefs gives direction. Your CRM gives truth. Use Ahrefs for prioritization. Which topics to write, which competitors to beat, which domains to target, then rely on your CRM to validate whether those efforts increase conversion rates, shorten sales cycles, or improve win rates. For teams investing in outbound alongside SEO, align scripts to intent and keep it specific. If prospects search B2B cold calling services, outsourced sales team, or pay-per-meeting lead generation, your talk track should address risk, ramp time, list quality, and deliverability, because those are the evaluation lenses implied by the query. Next steps: a simple operating cadence that compounds. A practical cadence usually beats a complex one. Review Rank Tracker weekly for sales-critical keywords, review Site Explorer monthly for competitor changes and backlink velocity, and run site audit on a schedule so technical debt doesn't silently cap growth. Use those reviews to generate actions, not slides. Which existing pages to refresh, which new comparisons to publish, which partners or publishers to pitch, and which referring domains become target accounts. Over time, this creates a shared market intelligence layer that supports both content and outbound. Finally, treat brand searches as part of revenue hygiene. If you're building authority, prospects will look up terms like SalesHive reviews, SalesHive pricing, or even SalesHive careers, and you want your owned pages to rank cleanly and answer questions clearly, because the handoff from search to SDR is only smooth when the buyer's research experience is consistent.